What did you learn in school today?
I learned that the 2020 census counts everyone in the U.S. Where there are more people, there are more needs for things like roads, schools, and hospitals.
I learned that billions in funding goes to communities like ours because of the census.
I learned that the Census Bureau collects data about communities in all states and territories of the U.S. Statistics in Schools offers free educational materials powered by census data. Learn more at census.gov/schools.
The City of Riverside's 311 app lets you stay more connected than ever. Riverside's 311 app allows you to submit service requests like graffiti, code violations, potholes, and more. You can also check on any past requests you've submitted, pay your utility bill, and review current press releases, articles, and social media. Download the Riverside 311 app today from your app store or at riversideca.gov/apps.
My grandma always says everyone counts, and everyone who lives with us is special. Like my aunt, who took me on my first bus ride to the library, or my older cousin, who walked me to my first day of school, even my mom's friend and her baby who live with us.
The census informs funding for schools, roads, healthcare, and more. So count everyone in your home, including all children on the 2020 census. It's your chance to help them for the next 10 years. You can respond online, by phone, or by mail. Shape your future. Start here. Learn more at 2020census.gov.
The Community Police Review Commission was created to promote public confidence in the professionalism and accountability of the City of Riverside's Police Department. The commission consists of an all-civilian panel of members from across the city. The commission's roles include advising the mayor and city council on all police relations issues, reviewing and investigating officer-involved deaths, receiving complaints, and conducting hearings on misconduct against sworn Riverside police officers, making policy suggestions, and bringing community concerns to the attention of the Riverside Police Department. If you're interested in learning more about how you can serve or for information on the commission, visit riversideca.gov/CPRC.
Wheelock Gymnasium on the campus of Riverside City College. It is the second round regional action for the California Community College Athletic Association men's basketball playoffs, where the Tigers of Riverside City College taking on the Fighting Owls of Citrus College. Well, good evening, everybody. This is J.R. Ibarra along with our award-winning crew with Riverside TV, bringing you an excellent matchup here in the second round of regional playoff action, as both of these squads are coming off of some really hot and heavy conference championships. Both have won their respective conferences and have put themselves in a really good position to get to the second round here. Although for Riverside City College, it was a bye week, if you will. They did not have to face off against a first-round opponent, so they've had a chance to rest up after a victory last Saturday night against Fullerton College. On the flip side, the Owls of Citrus coming off of a very big win in the first round of regional action this past Wednesday, as they squeaked out a win of 81-80 over the Comets of Palomar College. So both of these squads really looking to advance their way into the third round of playoff action. I think both of these teams match up very evenly when you take a look at some of the numbers statistically. Overall, Citrus College has put up or averaged 83 points per game, so they have the ability to light up the scoreboard whenever they reach the hardwood. So we're going to tip things off here. It'll be Justin Motley facing off against Leonard Turner to start off tonight's ball game. And we are underway, and the Owls of Citrus College will control the tip to start off things here in the first half of action. Glad to have you along with us here on Riverside TV. Turner now with the ball, looking inside, drives, gets the shot blocked by Motley. On the move on a fast break. Vance misses the three-pointer. And Tigers will just kind of regroup to set things up here early in this first half of action. Motley has done an excellent job of being one of the strongest blockers in the conference. Nice bank shot put up and in for the first points of the evening with Melvin Walker. On the drive with Okuwoku. Akwoku. I'm going to have a little bit of trouble with that name, but a three-pointer by Akwoku to start off the first points of the ball game here for Citrus College. Walker now with the ball. looks to drive inside, puts it up, draws no whistle, and it's a fast transition here for Citrus College. Pass out to Kunn. Three-pointer. Two three-pointers in a row. Tobin Kunn making the shot here for Citrus College as they lead by 4. Nice drive to the basket, up and in for Keelan Vance, putting up his first points of the ball game. So Riverside just down by 2 early here in the first half of play. Aku Oku, sophomore out of Rancho Cucamonga, Etiwanda High School. Kendall Fry with the ball. Aku Oku gets it, blocked, slapped away, and Riverside will go on the quick transition. No, they decide to check it up. Walker out to Vance for a 3. Got it. Nice play by the Tigers. They go up by 1. First lead of the night at 7-6. Aku Oku just going to take it up to the top of the key. Looking to set things up here for the Owls of Citrus College. And ball gets turned over here by Turner. Fortunately, it goes off of his right side foot, so Tigers will now have the opportunity to go on offense. Walker. And we got our first whistle of the evening. First team foul for the night for Citrus College. The Fighting Owls coming off of their 4th consecutive conference championship, so they have really solidified themselves in Southern California Community College basketball play. Walker to Vance. Davis now with the ball. Motley looking inside. Nice pass. Just can't get it to drop with Xavier Ford drawing no kind of whistle. Taking another look at that. No harm, no foul. Looks like tonight's referees are just going to maybe back off just slightly, let these guys play it out on the hardwood. Turner now with the basketball to Aku Oku. Pulls up for a three-pointer. And rebound goes back to the Owls. Turner now with the ball. Looking outside. Another three-point attempt, up and in. Kendall Fry making that one, the 6'4", 200-pound sophomore out of Narbonne High School in Los Angeles, giving the lead back here to Citrus College. Davis grabbing the rebound, and the Tigers will just kind of reset things here as we're still early in the first half of action. Alvin Walker, one of the leading scorers for the Tigers, tries to feed it down low to Motley, and it goes out of bounds. Looks like it was hit by the Owls, so Tigers will maintain possession. Davis now with the basketball. Looking to drive inside. Gets it slapped away momentarily. Turnover, and it looks like it will go back to the Tigers. So they got to look out twice in a row here in terms of a potential turnover. Walker will inbound the basketball. Looks like the ref is having a little bit of discussion with James Williams from Citrus and Motley, just to kind of make sure they're not bumping and banging a whole lot here underneath that basket. Pull-up shot draws no iron here for Xavier Ford, so he unfortunately not able to convert for the Tigers. Citrus College leading by 2. Early here was 16 minutes in the first half of play. Turner going on the left side. Nice left-handed layup and in. Turner's really been lighting it up so far here in this first half of play. So it's now 11-7 in favor of Citrus. Davis now with the ball. Getting double teamed, getting tied up. And it looks like he will draw the whistle and get a foul. Second team foul here for Citrus College. So it will just be the Tigers inbounding the basketball. Turner going to come out, sit down for a little bit. Walker almost throws away the basketball. Now for a three-point attempt by Walker. He can't get it to drop. And unfortunately, the Tigers not able to come up with anything on the scoreboard here. A little bit of fumbling and stumbling by Tyree Winborn, who's now in the game for Turner for Citrus College. Akwa Oku passes it off. Nice play by Kendall Fry. Excuse me, that was Alex Cartwright coming up with the three-pointer, and now it's 14-7 in favor of Citrus College. We'll step aside for a short break. You're watching all the action here on Riverside TV.
Hey, sweetie. What did you learn in school today?
I learned that the 2020 census counts everyone in the U.S. Where there are more people, there are more needs for things like roads, schools, and hospitals.
I learned that billions in funding goes to communities like ours because of the census.
I learned that the Census Bureau collects data about communities in all states and territories of the U.S. Statistics in Schools offers free educational materials powered by census data. Learn more at census.gov/schools.
Trailing by 7 early here in the first half. We're right at 15 minutes in the first half of play. Citrus College has really done a great job of moving the ball and coming up with points on the scoreboard. Once again, the Tigers kind of cold. Three-point attempt once again, no good. So the Tigers have really been misfiring here for their last three possessions, not able to put things up on the scoreboard. Winborn puts it up and in. 16-7 in favor of Citrus College. As we mentioned, the Owls of Citrus College have put up on an average 83 points per game. So this is the team that really can light things up onto the scoreboard. Vance feeds it down low to Motley, looking for the turnaround, gets it up and in. So finally, after three possessions, the Tigers able to get 2 points up on the scoreboard, still trailing by 16-9. Akwa Oku out of Etiwanda High School, looking to drive inside, pulls up for the two-point attempt, knocks it down. Great shot. He is really a key offensive player here for the Fighting Owls, as Davis now on the drive. He can't get it to drop, gets his own rebound, feeds it off, and the Tigers will reset. Motley looking inside. On the drive, can't get it to drop. That was Melvin Walker. So the Tigers remaining kind of cold in the scoring department, and they will draw the first foul of the night. First team foul for Riverside. Sammy Richardson will now come into the ball game. Motley will sit down for a short breather. Zakai Love will also come into the ball game here for Riverside City College. So head coach Philip Matthews trying to change things up onto the hardwood to see if things can turn around here for Riverside City College. Still early here with 13 in the first half of play. Akwa Oku puts up another three-pointer. Man, he is hot tonight. Postseason play has been exceptional for this player out of Rancho Cucamonga High School. Davis on the turnaround, draws the whistle. And let's see if that will send him to the line for the first time tonight. Amir Davis, the freshman, 6'3", 180 out of Killeen, Texas. One of those young men who's decided to head to sunny Southern California to play their collegiate, or to start their collegiate career. You know, just like with any other sports around Southern California and in California in general, community college athletics is always at its peak, at its best here in the Golden State. So it makes it a 10-point lead. So the Tigers are able to kind of cut it just slightly, but boy, 10-point deficit early here in the first half is not what the Tigers were looking for early in action in this matchup. Aqua Oku with the basketball, has been hot and heavy, gets it slapped away momentarily, pushes it out, another three-point attempt, draws nothing. Amir Davis with the rebound, and Tigers on a quick transition. Amir Davis cross court. Three-point attempt, still can't drop this time as LeVay not able to draw anything. Nice bank shot by Winborn. Tigers back in quick transition mode. Richardson looking to drive inside. Nice left-hander, gets it slapped away. So the Tigers just can't get things to drop. That looked like a travel to me, and boy, that was a long three-point attempt. The Owls just kind of force the thing with Davis on the drive, puts it up and in, draws the whistle, and looks like he will draw the foul, so that should send him to the free throw line for the second time tonight. Third team foul for Citrus College. As Amir Davis at the free throw line, trying to cut that deficit early here in the first half. Nice shot. Ball replacements on the floor now for Citrus College. They will bring in Howie Lynn and have Alex Cartwright sit down. They will also bring in, let's see, looks like we got Tobin Kunn back into the ball game here for Citrus College. Davis drops both of them. And Riverside will also make a quick transition here. Xavier Ford now into the ball game, and Amir Davis will sit down for a well-deserved breather. Lynn with the basketball. Howie Lynn. Kendall Fry to Kunn. Tries a three-pointer, can't get it to drop. Once again, Tigers in attack mode. Ford to Walker, back to Ford. Oh, nice tip in. Thanks to the work of Edwin Collins, who's now in the ballgame here for the Tigers. So Riverside slowly trying to chip away at that lead with Lynn, trying to work it inside here for Citrus. Out to Kunn. He draws it inside to Cartwright. Kunn once again on the drive, makes a nice layup. And we'll make it a 25-15, back to a 10-point lead here for Citrus College. Walker passes down low, nice feed down low inside, trying to hit Ford. Looks like he will draw the foul and the whistle. So this will make it the 15th foul, and looks like we've got ourselves an injured player down on the boards here for Citrus College. So this is certainly not the scenario that the Tigers were looking for, trailing by 10 points with 10:52 early here in the first half of play. Xavier Ford now at the line for Riverside City College. Knocks down the first. Xavier Ford, only 66% from the free throw line, but drops both of them. So nice way to try to up that percentage here in postseason play. Lynn now with the basketball for Citrus College. Clock winding down to 10:42 here in the first half. Nice play. And Citrus once again has been hot. Three-pointer on that, so it now makes it a 28-17 lead here for Citrus College. Davis to LeVay. Back to Davis, looking to drive inside. Nice turnaround layup, gets it up and in. So Coach Philip Matthews very wisely brings Davis back into the ball game because he has been the hottest Tiger so far here in this contest. Nice turnaround shot by Turner, gets it slapped away by Motley. Nice transition here by the Tigers. Oh man, thought that might have been a travel, but Edwin Collins gets it to go. And it now makes it 28-21 in favor of Citrus College. Aqua Oku now with a basketball, looking to drive to the left side, gets it slapped away by Motley. I believe that is his third or fourth. And Motley this time gets called for the foul, slapping the hand of Leonard Turner. Justin Motley for Riverside City College, as we'll take a second look at this, has been one of the foremost blockers. Will average about 5 blocks a game here for the Tigers, so he has done an excellent job defensively for Riverside City College. Clock is stopped at 9:35, 30-21 in favor of Citrus College. Glad to have you along with us here via Riverside TV, live with all the action from Wheelock Gymnasium on the campus of Riverside City College. Leonard Turner at the free throw line. Can't get it to drop. So Tigers, let's see if they can kind of regroup, as Amir Davis has been drawing the foul one more time, so that will mean inbound here for the Tigers of Riverside. Stops the clock at 9:27. Ford with the attempt. He draws the whistle. And looks like he'll head to the free throw line. Xavier Ford, the freshman, 6'3", 180, out of Maranatha High School in Pasadena, California, makes his first attempt of the evening. Closes up that gap. Makes it an 8-point deficit. And now Tigers trailing by 7. Looks like we'll have a couple of replacements here for the Tigers, as I see Melvin Walker coming into the basketball game once again here for Riverside City College. Keelan Vance also hitting the hardwood here for the Tigers. So it's a 7-point lead here as Akuoku, your point guard for Citrus College, takes it over to Turner. Looking for a three-pointer and gets it. The big man has been hot at that range, and Motley's just not having the ability to stop him out from the three-point range. Back to a 10-point lead here for Citrus College. Vance pulls up for a three-pointer. In and out. We got a push off underneath the basket, and it looks like it will be a foul against Citrus College. So Justin Motley, the sophomore, 6'10", 210 pounds. Comes out of Lutheran East High School in Cleveland, Ohio. So another one of those players here on the Riverside squad decided to head to Southern California to get their collegiate career kicked off. Drops the first bucket. Makes it a 9-point deficit. Clock stopped at 8:55 here in the first half. Motley makes the second one. And now the Tigers just trying to chip away at that lead here against Citrus College. Akuoku pulls up for the two-point attempt, sinks it. Man, he's been hot. He was a key player in their win over Palomar, scoring 23 points on that evening. Motley looking to the inside, throws the ball away to Lynn. Quick transition here for Citrus College. And they lose the basketball. And looks like the turnover, as you see Motley trying to pass things off. to Vance, and unfortunately gets it taken away by Lynn. So foul called against Citrus College will be their 8th team foul. This will send Keelan Vance to the free throw line. As a team, Riverside City College has had their struggles at the free throw line. As you can see, 67% from the stripe. So that statistic kind of continues on here for Riverside City College. 8:15 early in the first half. Akwu Oku pulls up for another two-point attempt and gets it. Man, he is on fire. Riverside City College has to find a way to stop Akwu Oku if they intend to try to cut that deficit in this first half of play. Davis now with the basketball. To Walker, tried the three-point attempt, comes up with nothing. Kund with the ball, going to go on the drive, gets it slapped away momentarily by Davis, and Davis will get called for the foul. There you see Kund on the drive, gets it slapped away by Amir Davis. And only the 3rd team foul here for Riverside. Vance is going to come in off the floor. This will now send in Edwin Collins back into the ball games here, back into the ball game for the Tigers of Riverside. A little bit of maintenance on the hardwood right now. As Akwu Oku will inbound the basketball here for Citrus College. Clock stopped at 7:42. Kund just outside, three-point range. Lynn. I guess Lynn, you can call their own form of Lynn-sanity here for Citrus College. Kund looking outside. Akwu Oku for the three-pointer. Gets the net, but not inside of the rim. So for the first time here, it comes up just empty with a shot attempt for Citrus College. Stops the clock at 7:18, 37-25 lead here for Citrus College. Looks like Lynn has drawn the foul here for Citrus College. So that will send Melvin Walker to the line. Now Walker individually shoots 82% from the free throw line, so if there's anybody who you want on the stripe here for the Tigers, it is Melvin Walker. Puts it up and in. 11-point deficit now here for the Tigers of Riverside. And Walker on the second attempt makes it and cuts it now to a 10-point lead for Citrus College. Clock running at 7:15. So time winding down in this first half of play, and it has been all Citrus College in this contest. Akwu Oku, one of the hottest players so far here for the Fighting Owls. Lynn almost travels. Looking to drive inside to his left. Gets it slapped away momentarily, and Akwu Oku. Shot clock at 3. Makes the turnaround, puts it up and in before the buzzer. Man, Akwu Oku continues to be that key element here for Citrus College in this first half of play. Amir Davis now with the basketball, going to set things up for the Tigers. Motley back into the game. Walker on the drive. Pulls up. Three-point attempt by the Tigers and is good by Edwin Collins. Just when they needed a three-point to seek. There you see Collins pulling up and drilling it. Nice shot. Tigers really in need of some points here in this first half. Clock winding down to 6:10. Cartwright now with the basketball. Turnaround, layup, and in. Boy, very effective so far in this first half with Alex Cartwright, your 6'10", sophomore for Citrus College. Walker setting things up. Off to Collins. Collins to look to drive right at the top of the key, puts it up and in. Nice shot by Collins. So Collins has had the last 5 points here for Riverside City College as we're now at 5.5 remaining in this first half. Still a lead by Citrus College of 41-32. Kunn fakes the three-pointer. Cartwright for the three. Can't get it to drop. Davis with a rebound. Davis on the quick transition. Dishes it off. Gets it stolen. Kunn with a 2-on-1. And Akwa-Oku can't get it to drop. Just kind of stumbled momentarily and just couldn't grab the bucket. Collins once again makes another basket. So he's been the hottest Tiger here as the time is winding down, under 5 minutes in the first half for Riverside City College. Akwa-Oku. Off to Lynn for three. Barely draws iron. Motley comes up with the rebound. Walker just going to kind of pull things up, slow things down. Coach Philip Matthews barking some pointers here to his Tigers. Matthews, I'm sure, very frustrated so far with this first half of play as Citrus College has really been the dominant force through this contest. Walker now pushes it out to Davis for the three. Can't get it to drop. And ball goes off of Kunn. I think it will go in possession of the Tigers. No, it will go the opposite way. Jamal Frenchwood will now come into the ball game here for Citrus College, and Sammy Richardson will also head to the hardwood here for the Tigers. So replacements for both squads. Clock stopped at 4:12. Citrus College with that 41-34 lead in this first half. Akwa-Oku to Cartwright. Nice turnaround, three-point attempt. Richardson with a nice rebound. Walker out to Richardson. To LeVay. Walker pulls up. Nice bank shot. Puts it up and in. So the Tigers are slowly and methodically chipping away at that lead here from Citrus College as we're now at 3.5 remaining in the first half of play. Akwa-Oku pulls it up. Can't get it to drop. Richardson with the rebound off to Walker. Darius Ware now in the ball game here for the Tigers of Riverside. As LeVay on the drive, tries the jam, and unfortunately comes up with nothing. Richardson very wisely throws it off of Turner, and Tigers will maintain possession. Richardson inbounding the ball for the Tigers to Walker. Just about 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Tigers still trailing. As Walker on the drive, draws the whistle. That'll send him to the free throw line. So the Tigers really going to have to regroup in the locker room, as this is not what they were looking for in this first half of play. I can tell you that. But it's probably not too surprising with Citrus coming off of a very big win against Palomar College in the first round of action here for the Triple C AA. So the Tigers shrinking that deficit just a little bit further. Let's see if Walker can bring it to within 5. (41-38). So it's a 3-point lead here for Citrus College. Turner on the drive, gets it, slapped away by Davis, but Davis will will commit the foul here for Riverside City College. Stops the clock at 2:49. Leonard Turner, your 6'6", 200-pound forward, out of Moreau Catholic High School in Hayward, California. So he decided to come on down to sunny Southern California to start off his collegiate career. Turner can't get the first one to drop. And the 6'6" forward looking to drop the second attempt here for the Fighting Owls of Citrus College. Gets that one to get through the net. And it looks like we will have a timeout on the floor with 2:49 remaining in the first half. We'll step aside for a short break. You're watching round 2 action of the regionals here with Riverside City College on Riverside TV.
Hey, sweetie. What did you learn in school today?
I learned that the 2020 census counts everyone in the U.S. Where there are more people, there are more needs for things like roads, schools, and hospitals.
I learned that billions in funding goes to communities like ours because of the census.
I learned that the Census Bureau collects data about communities in all states and territories of the U.S. Statistics in Schools offers free educational materials powered by census data. Learn more at census.gov/schools.
2:49 remaining in the first half here at Wheelock Gymnasium on the campus of Riverside City College. As the Tigers trail by 4 in this winding down of the first half, LeVay drives inside, nice left-hander, puts it up and in. So it's a 2-point deficit now. The Tigers have really done a great job of chipping away at that lead, which was once as big as 11 points here for Citrus College. Cartwright on the drive, puts it up and in and draws the foul. No, he'll be charged with a charging call, so it negates that. So now the Tigers have the opportunity to tie things up with 2:18 remaining in the first half. Cartwright will sit down now here for Citrus College, and this will bring James Williams back into the ballgame here for the Fighting Owls. Head coach Brett Lauer in his 4th year with Citrus College. I'm sure quite pleased so far with his first half of play, as we're now just about at the 2-minute mark. LeVay with a 3-point attempt, draws nothing. Rebound goes to Citrus. Now Akwaoku on the quick transition. And it is a charging foul once again by the Fighting Owls. LeVay hitting the hardwood, grabbing that one for the Tigers. Stops the clock at 1:57. Once again gives the Tigers an opportunity to tie things up with less than 2 minutes remaining. So this would be kind of a nice situation here for Riverside if they can get into the locker room with a tie ball game, because, man, they have kind of struggled in this first half, but they've done a very nice job of climbing their way back into action here. Walker pushes it out. Collins for the 3-point attempt, grabs it. So now Riverside is back into the lead, or I should say into the lead for the first time tonight by 1 point. Less than 1.5 remaining in this first half. Turner now with the basketball at the 3-point mark. Out to Kunn. Shot clock at 10. Turner looking for the turnaround, gets double team, triple team, pushes it out to Kunn, puts it up, barely draws iron. Fast transition. Collins looking for another 3, grabs it. Oh, baby, he has been the key Tiger so far in this first half, as now the Tigers leading by 46-42. Under 1 minute remaining. Lynn now trying to set things up here for Citrus College to Turner. Turner looking to drive inside against Davis. Lynn just past 3-point range, tries to draw it in. Will he be called for the travel? No, it will be a foul against Riverside. Only the 15th foul here for the Tigers. So it will not mean a trip to the free throw line, as Lynn will inbound the basketball here for Citrus College. Howie Lynn, 5'11", 175 pounds, out of Lee, Maine. I don't know if I've ever seen a basketball player come out of Maine. That is a long way to come down to sunny Southern California to play some college basketball. 22 seconds, 20 seconds on the game clock, less than 10 on the shot clock. Ball gets stolen away. Collins tries to pick up the rock. Ball gets kicked out of bounds as the clock will stop as the shot clock expires for Citrus College. So clock has stopped, the game clock has stopped at 8 with a 4-point lead here for Riverside. So head coach Philip Matthews, I'm sure, has to be pleased that his troops have been able to make up that deficit in this first half of play, as Davis will push it up here for the Tigers. Davis on the drive, gets it slapped off and makes the attempt and just can't get it to draw, but the Tigers going to head into the locker room with a 46-42 advantage over the Fighting Owls of Citrus College. Great first half of action as the Tigers did kind of struggle just through the first portion of that first half. And now I'm sure there'll be some great discussion as they head into the locker room. So we'll step aside for halftime. You've been watching all the action here on Riverside TV.
Hey, sweetie. What did you learn in school today?
I learned that the 2020 census counts everyone in the U.S. Where there are more people, there are more needs for things like roads, schools, and hospitals.
I learned that billions in funding goes to communities like ours because of the census.
I learned that the Census Bureau collects data about communities in all states and territories of the U.S. Statistics in Schools offers free educational materials powered by census data. Learn more at census.gov/schools.
The City of Riverside's 311 app lets you stay more connected than ever. Riverside's 311 app allows you to submit service requests like graffiti, code violations, potholes, and more. You can also check on any past requests you've submitted, pay your utility bill, and review current press releases, articles, and social media. Download the Riverside 311 app today from your app store or at riversideca.gov/apps.
My grandma always says everyone counts, and everyone who lives with us is special. Like my aunt, who took me on my first bus ride to the library, or my older cousin, who walked me to my first day of school, even my mom's friend and her baby who lived with us.
The census informs funding for schools, roads, healthcare, and more. So count everyone in your home, including all children on the 2020 census. It's your chance to help them for the next 10 years. You can respond online, by phone, or by mail. Shape your future. Start here. Learn more at 2020census.gov.
The Community Police Review Commission was created to promote public confidence in the professionalism and accountability of the City of Riverside's Police Department. The commission consists of an all-civilian panel of members from across the city. The commission's roles include advising the mayor and city council on all police relations issues, reviewing and investigating officer-involved deaths, receiving complaints, and conducting hearings on misconduct against sworn Riverside police officers, making policy suggestions, and bringing community concerns to the attention of the Riverside Police Department. If you're interested in learning more about how you can serve or for information on the commission, visit riversideca.gov/CPRC.
What is the 2020 census? Every 10 years, the census records everyone living in this country. It's written in the Constitution and comes in a questionnaire that counts everyone who lives at your address on April 1st. The data can be used to inform funding for services like fire stations, schools, clinics, and representation that affect your community.
How will 2020 census data be used? Where there are more people, there are more needs for public services. That's why the census is used by the government to inform funding decisions each year. But that's not all. It's also used by nonprofits to inform services, by businesses to create jobs, and even by students for school projects. Understanding how the population changes helps us shape communities across the country for the better.
How does the 2020 census affect representation? There are 435 seats in the House of Representatives. These get distributed to the 50 states by population, and an accurate census response helps your state get the right amount of seats. States with smaller populations get at least one, while states with larger populations might get more.
How do I take the 2020 census? In March 2020, every address in the country will receive an invitation to complete a simple questionnaire. And there are 3 ways to respond. Number 1, do it online. Number 2, call by phone. Number 3, send it by mail. For those who don't respond, a census taker from your community will follow up and assist you.
Is my 2020 census data safe? After sending your census response, your personal information is kept safe. By law, it can't be shared with any other government agency, law enforcement, or landlord. No one. So take your 2020 census with peace of mind. Shape your future. Start here. Visit 2020census.gov.
Here in California, citrus is a part of our lives every day. But what if it all just disappeared? A devastating plant disease called Huanglongbing, or HLB, spread by the Asian citrus psyllid, is fatal for citrus trees, and it might be found in your own backyard. That's why it's important that we all do our part to keep California's citrus safe. Don't let California citrus disappear. Visit CaliforniaCitrusThreat.org to learn more.
El censo cuenta a todos los que vivimos en este país, incluyendo aquellos que no pensarías que también cuentan. Una persona en el hospital, sí, cuenta. Los García y los Álvarez que comparten la misma casa, sí, todos cuentan. El primo Luis que está viviendo en el garaje de Pedro, también cuenta. El censo cuenta a todos para que a todos nos vaya mejor.
I paint. I do a lot of portraits and a lot of florals.
Leather, wood, cars, metal, I can't pick a favorite. So I'll go work on another project and I'll move over here, move over there, and I do have many things happening. And eventually I finish. I think for me it's creating anything. I just have to be creating something.
I start by writing my thoughts on the canvas, and then the painting starts. It's usually acrylic, and then some chalk or charcoal pencil on top, or occasionally it's oil. Definitely inspiration comes from travel, nature, and I think sometimes even reference images. It's not always reflected directly in the art piece, but definitely inspiration comes from it.
We have ideas and we run things off of each other, and we'll talk about, you know, a lot of times she likes things different than me. I'm like very finished and polished, and I like traditional woodworking things, and she may like an older, rattier piece of wood that I would throw away.
I love Riverside primarily for all the historical preservation. We knew this was where we wanted to be, just had to find the right spot. Just having the space that this house has for us creatively has really helped us as creatives, because
gives us space to do our thing.
He has that whole basement. I love my studio because of the lighting and just the inspiration, because I have nature right outside of my windows. So it's really, I think, important sometimes as creative people to be in an environment every day that brings you inspiration.
Code enforcement receives hundreds of new complaints each week from the public, and our code enforcement officers are tasked with responding to them. As part of the city's strategic goals, the Riverside City Council adopted a set of performance measures for the Code Enforcement Division of responding to 90% or more of complaints within 5 business days or less. Prior to this goal, the division's response rate was around 50% within 5 business days. In order to accomplish this, we made some minor process adjustments to streamline the process of getting complaints into the hands of a field officer, but most of all, we created a culture of responsiveness within the division. The Code Enforcement Division's automated case management system was used to initiate cases as the complaints are received, and not just at the beginning of each workday. This allowed real-time access to complaints that staff could address more quickly and often leads to same-day response. Staff has also made adjustments to their work routines to assist fellow staff if inspections are finished early, since the overall performance goal is taken as a group and not as an individual. After making these minor tweaks, performance skyrocketed. Staff averages are measured division-wide, with approximately a 92% rate of inspecting cases within 5 business days. But even more astounding is that 50% of complaints are investigated within 1 business day or less. Supervisors keep a close watch on staff performance and make assignment adjustments when needed. This success can be attributed to the Riverside City Council's emphasis on customer service to achieve its strategic goals. The main ingredient in achieving this goal, however, is staff's daily and continued hard work and commitment to achieving success with this performance measure. For more information about code enforcement or to file a complaint, please visit riversideca.gov/code or call 311, your one-stop shop for city services.
General Dwight D. Eisenhower and his deputy commanders chart the liberation of a lost continent, plan when and where the mighty armies of the United Nations will strike. Today, northern France is that battleground. More than 11,000 planes spearheading the attack.
Built in Santa Monica in 1943. At that time in our history, we didn't have an Air Force. We had Army Air Corps. So the Army Air Corps took possession of the plane and it did some flying in the States, wound up on the eastern seaboard and went to Europe after its state-bound flying. Then it joined the forces, the armed forces in Europe during World War II, and it flew numerous missions. Probably the most well-known is D-Day.
Vast squadrons of bombers and transports led the way.
We restored the plane back to what you see now with the invasion stripes to represent what it looked like on D-Day. That's the black and white stripes on the fuselage and wings. Those were put on all the Allied aircraft as an easy way for the 18-year-old Allied gunners in the channel to identify them.
For the last 90 days, the D-Day doll has been honoring veterans and returned to Normandy, France for the 75th anniversary of Normandy and the 70th anniversary of the Berlin Airlift and the Paris Air Show and Oshkosh International Air Show. That was epic. We had reenactors that we dropped over the original drop zones. And to know that 20-year-old young men went out that same door 75 years earlier, it's pretty emotional. History has a tendency to repeat itself. And if we keep educating these younger generations and letting them know what happened and what these types of airplanes did and the veterans that were associated with it, the sacrifices that they did, we hope that history won't repeat itself.
We have 4 aircraft that our museum flies and maintains for the Commemorative Air Force. The Commemorative Air Force in total has about 150 World War II aircraft that we fly and maintain. We're about the 8th largest air force in the world. Well, you can buy rides on any of the aircraft, but the easiest way to get a ride is to become a member and volunteer. The museum is open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 2. We're welcome to have individuals, groups. We have school kids come through regularly on tours to see the aircraft and to hear the history that the docents tell about each of the aircraft. We look forward to seeing you at the Inland Empire Wing, CAF.
The 2019 STEM Pull Academy will take place the week of July 22nd to July 26th. Students will explore amazing places and learn from some of Riverside's top engineers about principles and practices of the water and energy industry. You'll attend workshops with industry professionals. Participants will spend time with Riverside's distinguished members of the community like Mayor Rusty Bailey and other Riverside city officials. As students are gathering all this knowledge, you'll work in teams to develop a unique idea that could possibly one day benefit the utility or solve a utility industry problem. On the final day of the week-long event, the teams will take to the stage and present their design challenge idea to a panel of judges. They'll have a chance to win big and compete for team prizes of $500, $700, and $1,000. So if you're one of the first 60 students to register, a student who likes to share your skills and ideas, don't wait. Sign up today because the seats are going fast. For more information on this free event and how to sign up, contact Damaris Velez at dvelez@riversideca.gov.
My name's Lovey Jung and I work for the City of Riverside Fire Department. I've been here for about 7 years now and I'm a firefighter paramedic on Engine 1. When I was younger, I actually wanted to be a firefighter, but I ended up getting sidetracked and went and played softball for the Olympic team in 2000.
Welcome back to Wheelock's Gymnasium on the campus of Riverside City College, as second half action is already underway between the Fighting Owls of Citrus as Turner goes on the turnaround, gets it slapped away one more time by Motley. And Kund on the drive here for the Fighting Owls. Turner makes the spin around move, comes up with nothing. So as we start off this second half of play, nice move by Walker. What a stutter step to come up with 2 points. Quick transition, comes up with nothing, and a travel here for Citrus College. So we're already off to the races here in the second half of play. 48-42 in favor of Riverside. They have done an excellent job of digging themselves out of a hole in that first half of play. I just kind of wonder what head coach Philip Matthews said to his troops in the locker room to try to keep that motivational factor here in this second half. Tigers almost lose the ball momentarily. Ford on the drive, puts it up and in. Xavier Ford, nice layup. As the Tigers now extend their lead early here in this second half of play. Aqua Oku been the key player for the Fighting Owls through most of this first half. Wound up scoring 14 points. Kund with the 2-point attempt, draws nothing. Aqua Oku with a 3-point attempt, comes up with nothing but an air ball. Quick transition for the Tigers. Walker feeds it down into Motley. Turn around and in. So the Tigers have had the first 3 buckets, and just like that, they now have a 10-point lead as Citrus will take a timeout, very wisely taken at this point, as the Tigers really came out smoking in this second half of play. Quite a difference from what we saw in the first half of action, as I'm sure head coach Philip Matthews, as he's down there talking to his troops, is quite delighted to see things start off so hot and heavy. Matthews, 45 years of coaching experience with over 500 victories in both the collegiate and high school ranks, primarily spending his career at the community college level. He's been all around Southern California, seeing a lot of success over at Ventura College, where he had several conference championships and a state championship during his tenure there. Now enjoying his first conference championship for Riverside. In fact, the Tigers of Riverside have won the Orange Empire Conference for the first time since 2009. So it's been quite a wait here for the Tigers to come up finally and put a banner up for a conference championship. James Williams will bring it down to Aqua Oku. And let's see if the Owls can settle in. Aqua Oku looks like he will draw the whistle on the drive. That will send him to the free throw line. First team foul here for Riverside. Stops the clock at 18-19. Still a 10-point lead for the Tigers. Head coach Brett Lauer, as we mentioned in the first half, in his 4th year here with Citrus College, started off his college coaching career as Akwa Oku sinks the first. Started off his coaching career as an assistant coach for Citrus. Went off to NAIA action with Concordia University as Akwa Oku sinks the second. Also spent some time at UCR just down the road here as an assistant coach just for 1 season. Drive attempt by Vance will draw the foul, and that will send him to the free throw line. Boy, some key numbers in the first half. Edwin Collins for Riverside had a total of 17 points. He was perfect from the field at 7 for 7 and was perfect from three-point range at 3 for 3. So those 17 points came at a very key time in that first half, as unfortunately Vance can't sink that first bucket. Richardson will now come into the ballgame here for the Tigers, and Davis will sit down for a well-deserved breather. But Edwin Collins was a very key factor for the Tigers as Vance is able to convert that second attempt. 11-point lead here for the Tigers. Akwa Oku gets it slapped away. Vance picks up the basketball on the drive. He's 3-on-1 or 1-on-3. Richardson gets it slapped away and no whistle. Transition here for the Fighting Owls. Akwa Oku, nice turnaround spin, feeds it off. And Kunn at 3-point range. Dishes it off to Turner. Turner on the drive, puts it up, draws the foul by Motley. Taking a second look, there you see Leonard on the drive. Leonard Turner, that is. And Motley just unfortunately draws the whistle. Leonard Turner, 11 points in the first half here for Citrus College, so he's definitely been one of the key offensive wheels in this driving force for Citrus College. Sinks the first. Edwin Collins now back into the ball game here for the Tigers of Riverside City College. So the Fighting Owls trying to chip away at that lead here by Riverside. Turner puts it up, makes the second. Walker setting things up here for the Tigers very early in the second half of play. Dishes it out to Richardson. Looks like the Tigers just want to kind of eat up some clock at this point. Walker tries the dish down low by Motley, stolen by Turner. Gets it re-stolen and stolen back again. As Kunn now on the drive, dishes it off. Turnaround shot, no good. As Ford will come back with a quick transition here for Riverside. Richardson back to Walker, back to Ford. And loses the basketball. Key turnover here for the Owls of Citrus College. Let's take another look at this one. Unfortunately, Walker not able to keep a handle on the rock and will force the turnover. Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside for a short break. You're watching all the action right here on Riverside TV.
Hey, sweetie. What did you learn in school today?
I learned that the 2020 census counts everyone in the U.S. Where there are more people, there are more needs for things like roads, schools, and hospitals.
I learned that billions in funding goes to communities like ours because of the census.
I learned that the Census Bureau collects data about communities in all states and territories of the U.S. Statistics in Schools offers free educational materials powered by census data. Learn more at census.gov/schools.
We are back to the gymnasium of Riverside City College. Wheelock Gymnasium, to be specific. Hi, folks. J.R. Ibarra, glad to bring you all the action here with Riverside TV, as we've had a great contest tonight with all this action in this second round for the California Community College Athletic Association. Round number 2 in the southern region between Riverside and Citrus College. Winner advances, loser goes home. Third round will be played next weekend, with the highest ranked team will be hosting. Whistle on the play. It looks like Aqua Oku will head to the free throw line. So there's a slight possibility that Riverside could potentially host a third rounder if they come up with a victory tonight. Championship action will be March 13th through the 15th up in Northern California. Aqua Oku can't sink the first. Toby had 14 points in the first half of play. Man, he was hot and heavy and really was the key for the wheel here for Citrus College. As we mentioned, he scored 23 points in that first round victory over Palomar, had 9 rebounds and 6 assists. So he has definitely been the player to watch here for Citrus College. So Riverside's going to have to take notice here in the second half and try to slow him down just a bit. Kahn with a steal now for Citrus College. Quick transition for the Owls. Turner puts it up and in. So now Citrus has really begun to make their move as they have cut that deficit, now making it a 53-49 contest here. Still in favor of Riverside. Dish down low. Nice turnaround shot made by Darius Ware. Just when the Tigers needed something on the board, they come up through Darius. Drive on the play, comes up with nothing. Quick transition here for the Tigers, and it looks like it will be a foul against Citrus. Second team foul here in the second half. LeVay now going to come into the ball game here for Riverside. This will also bring in Kendall Fry for Citrus College. James Williams will also hit the hardwood, as Turner will sit down for the Fighting Owls. Richardson inbounding to Walker. Fairly early here in the second half of play. Collins to Richardson. To Walker. Walker makes the drive, puts it up off the glass and in. He was looking for the foul too. He was barking over at the refs, seeing if he'd draw a whistle, but nonetheless he at least gets 2 out of it. Aqua Oku dishes it down low. Nice turnaround layup and in by James Williams. 15 remaining in the ball game. Still plenty of time as Citrus College has cut that lead by Riverside to 6. Walker trying to set things up here. 3-point attempt. Comes up with nothing for Collins. He was hot and heavy in that first half, going 3 for 3. Aqua Oku on the drive. So the Fighting Owls have really battled their way back as you take a second look with Aqua Oku on the nice left-hand layup. 3-point attempt for Collins. Boy, hits the side of the backboard, so he's gotten cold from 3-point range. Just about to the 14-minute range here left in the ball game. Aqua Oku makes the push off, draws nothing, and we have a whistle now down on the floor. One thing you'll see here for the Owls, they like to clear things out down in the lane. That gives a little bit of an opportunity for Aqua Oku. Tried to make the attempt on the left-hand layup. Couldn't get in anything, but at least drew the whistle for the foul. And we have some more replacements here for Riverside. Xavier Ford back into the ball game. Davis is back into the ball game. Turnaround by Cartwright, nothing Ford comes up with the ball, and it looks like the Tigers will just kind of slow things up and set it in place offensively. Davis on the drive, and unfortunately travels with the basketball. Still a 4-point lead here for Riverside at 13:40 in the second half. Glad to have you along with us via Riverside TV. J.R. Ibarra along with our award-winning crew with Riverside TV, bringing you all the action here for the second round of the Southern Regional for the Triple C AA men's basketball. Davis on the rebound to Walker. And the Tigers looking to kind of set things up, eat up a little time clock as well. Davis pushes it out to LeVay for three. Gets some iron but can't get it to drop. Kendall Fry to Akwa-Oku. Both coaches barking a lot of things at their players. Feed underneath. And up and in for a nice turnaround bucket for James Williams. Nice feed to get the bucket. So now it's a 2-point lead for Riverside. LeVay on the drive underneath. Gets it slapped away by Lynn, who comes up with a rock. And there is a foul against Davis. Taking another look. Lynn coming up on the steal. Unfortunately, Davis draws the whistle on that one, or creates the whistle. And it's now the 15th foul here for the Tigers of Riverside. Riverside by 2 at 12:20 remaining in the game. Akwa-Oku. Nice three-point attempt made by Kendall Fry. And Citrus back on top by 1. LeVay. Looks like he'll draw the whistle. So, the Fighting Owls have fought their way back in this second half after trailing by as much as 10. Drive by Walker to Motley. 12 minutes remaining. Ford on the drive. Puts it up and in. Looked kind of ugly, but it got it. Back to a 1-point lead for Riverside. Nice, exciting back and forth action between these really good ball clubs. Cartwright sinks to 3. Just when they needed it the most, they got it. So back to a 2-point lead here for Citrus College. Brett Lauer, the coach here for Citrus, he's practically on the floor each and every time, barking instructions, and a nice 3-point attempt and make here for Melvin Walker. So the Tigers back to a 1-point lead. This is really good basketball, folks. You've got to admit that. I mean, a lot of these players are, as you see Cartwright making a 3-point attempt and grabbing it. So now back to a 2-point lead here as we will have some substitutions for Riverside. Looks like Vance will come back into the ball game. And we'll have a timeout on the floor. So the Owls have battled back, now lead it by 2. We'll step aside for a short break right here on Riverside TV.
Hey, sweetie. What did you learn in school today?
I learned that the 2020 census counts everyone in the U.S. Where there are more people, there are more needs for things like roads, schools, and hospitals.
I learned that billions in funding goes to communities like ours because of the census.
I learned that the Census Bureau collects data about communities in all states and territories of the U.S. Statistics in Schools offers free educational materials powered by census data. Learn more at census.gov/schools.
We are back to Wheelock Gymnasium on the campus of Riverside City College. We're the Tigers of Riverside trying to regroup some things here with head coach Philip Matthews as they trail by just 2. At one time having a 10-point lead early here in the second half of play. So Coach Philip Matthews trying to bring those decades of experience into action here for the Tigers of Riverside. Been a great matchup. There's no surprise why these two teams have made it to the second round of regional action, as both trying to vie for a state championship. Headed to the finals in just a couple of weeks. Richardson inbound into Walker. As the Tigers, let's see if they can come off of this timeout and tie it up. Motley just beyond three-point range. Almost thought that was a travel by Collins, and Collins back getting another three-pointer. So he's back to being hot from that range. Actually, they're going to consider it a two-pointer. So it'll be tied up here at 64. Aqua Oku from 3. Gets ironed, but nothing out of it. Collins wisely slows it down to Ford to Walker, as he looks over to the bench for some instructions from head coach Philip Matthews. Collins feeds it inside to Richardson. Shot clock at 7. Richardson on the drive, and rebound by Collins resets the clock. So the Tigers can just kind of regroup, take a little bit of a breather here, set things up offensively. Walker on the drive, pulls up, makes a nice two-pointer. So Riverside back into the lead, taking another look here by Walker on a triple team just about, and grabbing the bucket. Aqua Oku will draw the whistle on this one, and that'll hit him to the free throw line. 16 foul here now for Riverside in the second half. Clock stopped at 9:22. Cartwright from three-point range. Nothing but iron. Collins comes up with a rebound. Walker looking for some instructions from Coach Matthews. Nods the head and sets things up offensively. On the drive, off the glass, up and in. Nice move by Melvin Walker. Makes it a 4-point lead here for Riverside as we take a second look at that one. Aqua Oku. Three-point attempt by Citrus. Falling short the last two times here for Citrus College. So the Tigers trying to increase that 4-point lead. Collins in the hot handle here for Riverside, draws the foul, as that should send him to the free throw line. Taking another look at this one. Collins on the drive, drawing that whistle on the shot attempt. As we mentioned, Tigers have really kind of struggled from the free throw range. Collins sinking it in though. Boy, he has really been that key player offensively here for Riverside in both the first and second halves of play. And Collins increases that lead to 6. 8:29 in the ball game. Aqua Oku, the sophomore out of Rancho Cucamonga, dishes it off for a three-point attempt. And once again, the Owls coming up short on the three-point range. Walker. Coach Matthews just about on the floor barking instructions to the Tigers. Ford dishes it out to Richardson. Richardson on the turnaround. Ford inside of 2-point range, but he drops it. 8-point lead now here for Riverside at 7:45 remaining in the ball game. So as that clock winds down, if the Tigers can continue to add a little bit each point on the scoreboard, Cartwright on the attempt, nothing. Still no whistle with all the action going on underneath. And it will be jump ball. Let's see, possession should go in favor of the Tigers. Yep, take that back. Looks like possession will be maintained by Citrus. Cartwright will come and sit down for a breather along with Winborn. This brings back James Williams into the ball game here for Citrus College. Also looks like Leonard Turner is back into the ball game as we do a little floor maintenance with all those bodies hitting the hardwoods. Clock stop at 7:28. So it will be the Tigers getting possession of the rock with an 8-point lead. Owls going into press mode defensively. Ford looking over momentarily to set things up. Gets the instructions from Coach Matthews. Shot clock under 10. Ford loses the ball, dishes it off to Collins, comes up with a 2-point attempt, and possession to the Tigers. That'll reset the clock as well, because the ball hit the rim. And last touch, one of the Fighting Owls. Clock underneath 6:57 specifically. Tigers with that 8-point lead. Xavier Ford. Out to Richardson. Tigers just wisely using up that game clock. Nice speed underneath the Motley. He will draw the foul. Fifteen foul here for Citrus College. Lynn will be back into the ball game with Aqua Oku now going to sit down for a breather. Aqua Oku seen plenty of minutes on the hardwood here for Citrus College. And why not? When you have such an effective offensive man as Aqua Oku, you just want to give him as much minutes as you possibly can. 6.5 remaining in the ball game. Ford on the drive, in and out. Nice rebound. Motley to Walker. Resets the clock. Richardson looking down low to Motley. Triple team, draws another whistle. Let's take another look at the action here. Ford tries to put up in and out, turnaround shot. Nice rebound here by Riverside to keep things moving offensively here for the Tigers. So Motley back to the stripe. Stops the clock at 6:09. Gets the first one to sink. Increases that lead to 9. So Justin could put the Tigers back up again by 10 points. They had a 10-point lead earlier on in the second half of play. Fighting Owls were able to cut that deficit and momentarily take the lead. As Motley can't get that one to drop. We are now at that 6-minute mark left in the ball game. As Kund is back into the lineup here for Citrus College. Driving between two players. Lynn almost loses it out of bounds. He is double teamed, looking for somebody, and wisely calls a timeout, but I think, let's see, will they get the timeout before the call? No, I don't think so. It does draw the foul, and we'll send Lynn to the line here. for the free throw attempt. Howie Lynn, like we mentioned, out of Lee, Maine. Long way from home. Couldn't get that free throw to drop. So now Riverside on the attack. 5.5 remaining in this ball game. Richardson to Ford. Shot clock at 10. Out to Ford for a three-point attempt. Up and in. Xavier Ford, the freshman, knocks it down when they need it the most. 12-point lead, and it's a timeout taken by Citrus College with 5:15 remaining in this ball game. We'll step aside for a short break. We'll be back with Riverside TV.
The City of Riverside's 311 app lets you stay more connected than ever. Riverside's 311 app allows you to submit service requests like graffiti, code violations, potholes, and more. You can also check on any past requests you've submitted, pay your utility bill, and review current press releases, articles, and social media. Download the Riverside 311 app today from your app store or at riversideca.gov/apps.
My grandma always says everyone counts, and everyone who lives with us is special. Like my aunt, who took me on my first bus ride to the library, or my older cousin, who walked me to my first day of school. Even my mom's friend and her baby who live with us.
The census informs funding for schools, roads, healthcare, and more. So count everyone in your home, including all children on the 2020 census. It's your chance to help them for the next 10 years. You can respond online, by phone, or by mail. Shape your future. Start here. Learn more at 2020.
Welcome back to Wheelock Gymnasium on the campus of Riverside City College. J.R. Ibarra along with our award-winning Riverside TV crew bringing you all the action tonight with just about 5 minutes remaining in this ball game, and Riverside up by 12. Williams inbounding the ball to Turner. And stolen by the Tigers. Walker slowing things down now here for Riverside, which is probably the smart thing to do as we're under 5 minutes remaining. Richardson off to Motley. Back to Walker. Inside of 10 at the shot clock. Turnover, I should say. Lynn on the drive. Very wise move by Walker not to draw the foul. Great heads-up play by Walker. You still have a 10-point lead at 4.5 remaining in this ball game. Walker to Motley. Tigers very wisely chewing up that time clock. Richardson on the drive, pulls it up, gets tied up, and possession will go to Citrus. Stops the clock at 4:12. Still a 10-point lead here for Riverside. If the Tigers can come up with a win, there will be the third round of action next week on Saturday, March the 7th, with that location to be determined. Aqua Oku back into the game. Three-point attempt. Doesn't get it to drop, but it looks like Citrus will draw the foul. Motley trying to argue his case. And comes up with the infraction. Stops the clock at 3:57. Time beginning to wind down here for Citrus. Aqua Oku draws the foul. Motley's surprised, saying, hey, what did I do? I just had my hands up. Didn't even make a slap. But unfortunately, let's take a second look at this one. You see he had his hands up. It makes a little bit of a nudge there, so that will draw the foul and will send Aqua Oku to the free throw line. Aquaoki. In and out, just when you need a bucket. Unfortunately, can't get it to drop. Aquaoki, unfortunately, not able to get either one of those. 3:45 remaining in the game. Walker on the drive, puts it up off of the glass. Still fumbling with the ball. Collins picks it up and in. Back to a 12-point lead here for Riverside. Aquaoki on the drive. Gets it slapped away by Motley. Davis dishes it off to Motley for the jam. So Riverside now taking command of this ball game with just about 3 minutes remaining. 14-point lead. Drive on the way, in and out, no good for Citrus. Turner on the turnaround. And looks like he'll draw the whistle. Let's take a look at this transition here by Riverside. Walker off to Davis. And then Davis dishing it off to Motley for the jam. Really lit up this crowd, I tell you, as now the clock is stopped at 3:01 remaining in this ball game. As we mentioned, third round action will take place next Saturday night, March the 7th. If the opponent against Riverside is lower ranked in the standings, it's very possible the Tigers could come up with another home playoff game here at Wheelock Gymnasium. That is yet to be determined, depending on some other contests going on tonight around sunny Southern California. So head coach Philip Matthews, I'm sure just encouraging his troops to kind of maintain what they have right now with a 14-point lead with just about 3 minutes remaining in this ball game. The championship round here for the Triple C AA will take place March the 13th through the 15th. 3 solid days of great community college basketball to try to determine a state champion for the 2019-2020 campaign. So head coach Brett Lauer from the Fighting Owls of Citrus, I'm sure, had some encouraging words for his troops as they have a lot to make up in a short amount of time with only 3 minutes remaining, 3:01 specifically here in this ball game. Leonard Turner on the free throw line. Turner slowly taking his time and can't get it to drop. Boy, Citrus just can't buy one right now. Turner taking a quick look at the clock. He knows time is of the essence right now. Gets the second one. Now it's the Tigers by 13. Walker feeds down low to Motley. Another jam. So just like that, Tigers able to come back and put it in the face offensively. Rebound to Collins, to Walker. Now time in the favor of Riverside. As Walker sets things up, letting that clock drop as much as possible. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Dishes it off to Ford. 3 on the shot clock. Puts it up. And we have a whistle underneath, and it will go against Riverside. Looks like we'll have to do a little bit of maintenance on the hardwood there because they had some bodies down on the floor. Clock is stopped at 2:14 as the Tigers continue to lead this ball game. So Riverside City College enjoying a nice, comfortable lead with time winding down as we take another look at that jam by Motley. That has really lit up this team and lit up the crowd here at Wheelock Gymnasium. So time is of the essence here for Citrus as it's stolen by the Tigers. It's a 1-on-2 fast break by Collins. Tip in attempt by Riverside, no good. Collins trying to come up with the garbage, and it looks like the Tigers will maintain possession. Look at this great defensive work by Riverside. Collins coming up with a steal. And it looks like another timeout here by Citrus College. With less than 2 minutes remaining, we'll step aside for a break. You're watching all the action here on Riverside TV.
My grandma always says everyone counts, and everyone who lives with us is special. Like my aunt, who took me on my first bus ride to the library, or my older cousin, who walked me to my first day of school, even my mom's friend and her baby who lives with us.
The census informs funding for schools, roads, healthcare, and more. So count everyone in your home, including all children on the 2020 census. It's your chance to help them for the next 10 years. You can respond online, by phone, or by mail. Shape your future. Start here. Learn more at 2020census.gov.
The Community Police Review Commission was created to promote public confidence in the professionalism and accountability of the City of Riverside's Police Department. The commission consists of an all-civilian panel of members from across the city. The commission's roles include advising the mayor and city council on all police relations issues, reviewing and investigating officer-involved deaths, receiving complaints, and conducting hearings on misconduct against sworn Riverside police officers, making policy suggestions, and bringing community concerns to the attention of the Riverside Police Department. If you're interested in learning more about how you can serve or for information on the commission, visit riversideca.gov/CPRC.
Back to action here at Wheelock Gymnasium on the campus of Riverside City College. 1:59 remaining in this ball game, and the Riverside City College Tigers with an 82-67 lead to try to advance themselves into the third round, and Motley was just trying all he can to keep it in bounds and was just walking the tightrope to keep things moving here. Taking another look, Coach Matthews is watching all the action right there along the sidelines, and unfortunately Motley just couldn't get things regrouped to keep things in bounds here for the Tigers. So it stops the clock at 1:56 as Coach Matthews is still trying to keep his troops on the straight and narrow here with 1:56 remaining. Riverside is looking for a state championship, something they've not had in over a decade. As you see the crowd just kind of enthusiastically taking in tonight's festivities. Davis will inbound here for the Tigers. To Collins. Time clock certainly in favor of the Tigers at this point, as Riverside will chew up as much of that clock as possible. 1:40 remaining in the ball game. Akwa-Oku against Walker. Shot clock at 3. Dish underneath to Davis. What a great pass and great move here for the Tigers. 1:24 remaining, and I think it's all but a moot point at best here for Citrus College as time is winding down. Akwa-Oku makes a nice turnaround move. Might be too little too late at this point. Walker getting and drawing the whistle here for the Tigers. Taking another look. Boy, he was just about assaulted by Akwa-Oku. And that will send Walker to the line with the clock stopped at 1:08. So it does look fairly inevitable that Riverside will continue to advance their way in the southern region here as they just methodically work their way towards a state final berth, making it hopefully to the Final Four, but obviously they still got a third round opponent they have to match up against next weekend. Walker sinks the first. And gets the second. So the Fighting Owls kind of know that it's pretty inevitable at this point. They still keep fighting as Akwaoke draws the whistle. Stops the clock at 1:03. You kind of wonder where some of these guys will wind up, as you got to believe each and every one of them looking for some action at a 4-year program. That's the thing about community college. A lot of these players just don't even stick around for a year or two at the most. Akwaoke able to sink that, as it'll be a full court press here by the Fighting Owls. Ford getting double teamed. Back to Walker. He is double teamed. Able to break that. Pushes it out to Collins. Great catch by Collins, and it almost went out of bounds. Less than a minute to play. Xavier Ford to Walker. He's double teamed. 40 seconds remaining. Push out to Ford. Ford on the drive. Draws the whistle and the foul. Ooh, Walker may have twisted an ankle there. He gets up very gingerly. He's going to walk over to the free throw line nonetheless. Very aggressive move here by by Ford to draw the foul. 34 seconds remain. It is all but in the refrigerator at this point. It really is in the refrigerator at this point here for Riverside. Ford not able to convert that. 30 seconds remain. Akwaoke tries to take it in on the left-hander, draws the whistle, and the turnover here will go in favor of Citrus College. Stopping the clock at 26.9. Game clock is ahead of the shot clock. Shot clock stopped at 23. And Kund. Akwaoke from three-point range, can't get it to drop. And Riverside can just kind of stall at this point, chew up the clock, pass the basketball around, and will celebrate a second-round victory here in Southern Regional action. That will do it. Riverside City College coming up with a huge win at Wheelock Gymnasium after really struggling significantly in the first half of play. Able to chip away at that lead. They went into the locker room with a 4-point advantage. They also had a 10-point lead in the second half, and Citrus College was able to chip away at that, momentarily take the lead by 1, and the Tigers were able just to battle it back. So as we mentioned, as we head to the third round of action, we do not know at this point where that matchup will take place. It is very possible that that will come back to Wheelock Gymnasium, but you'll have to stay tuned for that one. So for all of us here at Riverside TV, for our award-winning crew, my name is J.R. Ibarra. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday evening with us here at Wheelock Gymnasium, where the Tigers of Riverside come up with an 86-71 victory to advance their way to the third round of Southern Regional action. Good night. So long from Riverside.